Hi, welcome to Glow's Candid Kitchen, and I'm Glow. Well, today I wanted to share a recipe with you that is from Germany, and it is called Special Sour Cream Peach Kuchen, and it is just delicious. And a lot of the recipes do not call for sour cream. They'll call for like heavy cream, half and half. Some of them even just call for milk. But there's something about that sour cream that is just, it sends it over the top. So I wanted to share this with you today. One of the things that prompted me to do this today is look at these peaches I have. And they're very ripe, and I think they'll be just delicious.
Look good, Miss Chloe.
Mm-hmm. And they smell really peachy. So what I have here is I've got a pot of boiling water, and the reason I have that is because I'm going to be submerging these peaches in there, and then we'll be shocking them in some cold water, and by doing that, these peels will come off very easily. The next thing I have is I'm going to be making a crust to go in this dish here first. And it's very simple. We'll go over those ingredients right now. I have 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour here. I have just 1/8 of a cup or 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar. I have 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder. It calls for 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt and butter, a stick of butter or 1/2 cup. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, first of all, I need to put my glasses on. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put the sugar in here. And then I'm going to put the baking powder. That's 1/4 of a teaspoon.
Now, while you're doing that, what is a Kuchen?
It's a custard dish, and it has like a buttery crust on it. And then you put your fruit, whatever fruit you want, and then you put this custard over the top, and then you bake it.
Sounds good.
So there's 2 steps to the baking though. But you just, while it's the first is baking, that's when you do the custard part. So I went ahead and I put everything in here except for the butter. And the butter, you can cut it up real small and put it in here to break up. But I have found over the years that by grating my butter, it just works better for me. I'm going to go ahead and open this up, and you want to use cold butter. So what you do is you just take your grater and you just grate like that. It goes by really quickly. And I'll show you what it looks like there. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to grate this, and then I'll be back, and then we're going to go on to the next step. Well, look at this. I got my butter all grated. You see how that is? So it'll mix up in this flour mixture better. And I went ahead and I stirred this to get it nicely combined. Now I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit of this butter in at a time. Kind of get it stirred around. And actually, I'm going to use this. This is a Dutch or Danish whisk, and I find that it works really well for mixing up stuff like this. If you're going to, cut it into small pieces, you can use a fork to blend this, or you could use a pastry blend, cutter, whatever you have. I have my oven preheating to 375 degrees. I'm using a glass dish, but if you're using a metal dish, then go ahead and put your oven at 400 degrees. But glass, you usually want to reduce your temperature by about 25 degrees. Let's go ahead and scrape the rest of this butter off. There we go. I just put that over here. Get that out of the way. Continue to mix this up real quick. what I'm doing is I'm trying to get this to be like the size of peas. It's coming together real nice. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and bring my dish over, and I went ahead and I sprayed some butter spray in this this dish, and this is a 9x9 baking dish. I'm going to go ahead and just pour this in. See how easy this is?
Pretty easy, Miss Glow. Even I could do it.
You could. Absolutely.
I can't. I'm busy filming.
What I'm doing is I'm just patting this in. I'm going to bring it up about 1 inch on the sides. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to do this, and I'll be back, and then we're going to go on to the next step. Well, I got this all done and pressed into this dish here. You want to bring it up about 1 inch on the sides, as you can see along the sides there. So I'm just going to set that over here to the side. And now with this water that I have boiling, I'm going to remove the lid. Always remember, lift your lid away from yourself and people around you, because that steam burn will hurt.
Like me, don't lift it near me.
Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a peach and we're going to drop it in this water. And once the skin starts to split just a tiny bit, we're going to be removing it, and then we're going to put it in this bowl of ice water.
And shock it.
Yep. So we'll be back just as soon as this splits, and I'll let you know how long it took, and then we'll put it into the ice water to shock it. Well, this peach has been in here for 2 minutes, and now my hands, I can take hot stuff pretty good, but I can tell by just touching that skin should peel off pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and just submerge it right in here, this ice water, and let's go ahead and put another one in. So put that down in there. It took about 2 minutes. And here's my knife. So what I want to do, so I just want to take, and see how that peel just comes right off?
Yes.
See? You don't want to totally cook your peach when it's in that boiling water. You just want to be able to just peel that peel right off, just like this. So I'm going to go ahead and finish peeling this, and then I'll show you the next step. Well, I got the peel all off of there. You can see how thin that peel is.
Yep.
So the next step you're going to do is you're going to just slice this. These peaches smell so good.
They do.
And this is a freestone peach. What I mean by that is the peach will remove off of this pit very easily. If you didn't get a freestone peach, then it's a little harder to get the peach off of the pit. But see how nicely that comes off? So I'm going to continue to cut this, and I'll continue on with these peaches, and when I get them all done, I'll be back, and then we're going to go on to the next step. Well, I got our peaches all cut. You can actually use canned peaches if you like. If you do, I would use the large can of peaches. I think it's like 27-ounce can of peaches. Or you can use frozen. If it were me, I would use fresh or frozen over the can, but that's just my personal preference. I think the frozen has more of a fresh flavor to it, like these fresh ones. But anyway, let's go ahead and see how nicely these cut up. And here's one that I've reserved because I'm going to use this as garnish.
Looks nice.
So what you do is you're just going to set these down in your pan. There were a few bad, spots in these peaches. Not very many though, and that's part of the peel. And so when I ran across that, I just cut it out. Once you peel peaches, you don't want them to set around too much because they will brown on you a little, and that just won't be as pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to put these in here, and then I'll be back, and we're going to go on to the next step. Well, I got all the peaches lined up in there real nicely. And now what I'm going to do is I'm taking a quarter of it, or actually this is an eighth, I think it is. Let me read my little directions here.
The little directions.
Yeah. So this here is an eighth, so I need 2 of these. That's nutmeg. And then 1 and a little bit less. What you want is a little bit less of the cinnamon than the nutmeg. I don't know about you guys, but I have found over the years that we as Americans especially use a lot of cinnamon in our recipes. And I think cinnamon for a recipe like this overpowers if you put too much of it. So that's why I've cut this back, and I've actually increased a little bit the amount of the nutmeg over the cinnamon. I think it will just complement this dish a little bit better. Because you want to be able to taste the peaches, especially when you're going to the effort of using a fresh peach like this. You want this to be just dynamite as far as the peach flavor. So what I'm doing is I'm just blending this sugar, and remember it was a half of a cup of granulated sugar along with the cinnamon and the nutmeg. And by all means, if you want more cinnamon in yours or more nutmeg or any other kind of spice, feel free to do that. Because remember, it's your kitchen and you do it the way you'd like and how your family would like it. That's the fun thing about one of the fun things about cooking is you get to pick what you want in it. And you can use a recipe as a guide, but you don't have to follow it all the way. Especially if you don't have all the ingredients on hand, be inventive and use what you have. You'd be surprised sometimes what you'll come up with. There we go. Almost done. Smells really good. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put this in the oven. It's at 375 degrees for 15 minutes. I'm going to clean up my workstation here and we'll be back, and we're going to do the sour cream mixture to put on top when it comes out. Well, now we're going to make the sour cream mixture. So I measured out 1 cup of sour cream, and I'm just going to go ahead and put it in this bowl. This is really a nifty little measuring device. I just love it. Makes cleanup a lot easier and measuring that really well. So it's 1 cup of the sour cream. You've got 2 egg yolks here. And then I have 1½ tablespoons of granulated sugar and a shy 1/8 of a teaspoon of the ground cinnamon, and then 1/8 of a teaspoon of the nutmeg. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in here. We're just going to stir this up to combine. And our peach Kuchen is about ready to come out of the oven so that we can put this topping on. We have 3 minutes left. So see how easy this was to combine everything?
Very easy, Miss Glow.
Yep, we'll be ready to go to put it on top when the timer goes off. This is just a delicious recipe. You can also make this in a 9x13 pan. So if you wanted to do that, all you have to do is just double these ingredients. But for just the 2 of us, the 9x9 is plenty. And we'll probably share this with some other people as well. So I'm going to go ahead and finish combining this.
So 9x9.
See how that looks?
Well, 9x9 Kuchen.
Yep.
Looks good.
So I'm going to go ahead and clean this up, and by that time my timer will go off, and then we'll pull it out and put the topping on. Well, I just took this out, and look at this, you guys. You can see the juices already starting to come out of the peaches. This is just so good.
Does smell good.
So I'm going to go ahead and pour this custard mixture over. Sour cream just adds so much to fruit pies and dishes like this. If you've never tried it, give it a try. After I did try it, it was like, why hadn't I done this before? I would pass up on recipes that called for the sour cream in a pie, thinking, oh, it won't be good when I was younger. But I'll tell you, it just ups it. There we go. What I'm doing is I'm spreading this custard mixture out to the sides. Don't want to waste this. This just adds so much to your dish. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and put that back in the oven, and it's going to need to bake for about 30 minutes and at 375 still. So I'll be back in just probably about 40 minutes or so, and we'll take a look at it, but we'll have to let it cool before we can taste it.
Sounds good, Miss Chloe.
Thanks.
Bye.
Well, look at this, you guys. I just took this out of the oven. I gotta tell you, it smells so good. You can smell those peaches.
Oh, yeah.
Along with that sour cream and those spices.
Yeah, sure can.
All you need to do is bake it until, you know, it's bubbling. And when I removed this, it was bubbling in the center a little. And you can tell the sour cream is done and set because it's not moving around.
The Kuchen's done cooking.
Yes, you're right. It sure is. The special sour cream peach Kuchen. I'll tell you, it is delicious, and it's going to be so hard for us to wait for this half hour, 45 minutes to cool enough for us to try. You can serve this warm or cold. But anyway, I'll be back, and we're going to sample this together. I wish you were here to smell it. It smells delicious.
It does smell good, Miss Chloe.
It sure does. We'll see you back.
Bye-bye.
Well, now we're to the very best part. We get to taste this special sour cream peach Kuchen. And if it tastes anything like it smells, it's going to be delicious as usual. So let me smell it again. And see how I took some of the fresh peaches, you know, the slices off of that peach I put in reserve?
Yes.
It just really adds to the dish. And you can tell how nicely that's set up. And I just cut that one piece out, and it smells so good. So let's take a taste test here. Oh, I can smell those peaches and the butter from the crust and the sour cream. Oh, you guys, can you see that sour cream in there? This is dynamite.
Yes, we can.
Gotta have another piece.
Save some for me.
Oh, definitely.
And Lucy. Well, no, she better not get any.
This is absolutely delicious. Another double thumb.
Miss Chloe.
I don't know about you guys, but our peaches have been just excellent all season. These peaches are from South Carolina, and they are so good. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, give me a like, thumbs up, comment, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do. We'll talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye.